William Hill sponsors IFL TV.
I'm the man to beat Daniel Dubois. You're going to sleep.
UMAR, AHMED, IFL TV, MTK.
UMAR!
What's going on, Lou?
How are you, bro?
Good. We're in New York City. First time I spoke to Regis, fascinating guy. You believe he's a guy that can transcend the sport?
Yeah, I think
Tell
he
me
could
why.
be because he's an interesting cat. Like every writer, every camera guy, every person I've ever spoken to that spent any time with him finds him to be as compelling as I do. He's an interesting guy. He can fight his ass off. He's got devastating power. He can knock people out. He's super exciting in the ring. He's super interesting out of the ring. He's got swag. You know, he can appeal to your like sort of urban hip hop crowd, but yet he's a family man with kids. He's just an interesting, super interesting dude. And he's the kind of person that can capture people's imagination. And what makes anyone a superstar? It's people caring about you. It's people wanting to follow you, wanting to know more about you. And I think you having had a little bit of chance to speak to him, you know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. This is a guy that's compelling. And I really believe that Regis has the potential to be one of boxing's biggest stars. In the ring and out. He has ability, pound for pound kind of ability, but he also has ability to be a superstar as an entertainer / athlete.
On paper, Taylor v. Prograis is a great fight, one of the best of the year.
I think Regis and Taylor is one of the best fights of the year. The two best fighters at their weight in the world. I felt that way before the tournament started, that they were likely the two best fighters. They're meeting in the finals. It doesn't shock me. Sensational fight, sensational matchup of styles, sensational for the division and for the World Boxing Super Series to have the two best fighting in that final. And I'm very, very confident that Regis is going to pass that test. And at that point, I think we come out of the tournament with tremendous possibilities.
Luke, do you think it'd be unfair if that final ended up in Glasgow?
Yes, I don't think it should end up in Glasgow.
Is it a Vegas fight? Is it a Madison Square Garden fight?
It could be a Los Angeles fight. It could be a Madison Square Garden fight. It could be a Vegas fight.
O2 London?
Maybe. I could at least understand that. Glasgow's Josh's hometown. Tremendous boxing fans. Great atmosphere. I thought the semifinal atmosphere was wonderful. But I think we need to go to a place that's going to get worldwide attention, a place where the worldwide press corps is going to attend the fight and cover it. And honestly, I really do think it belongs in a bigger market than Glasgow.
Regis seems very confident that he'll come through Josh Taylor. It's a massive test, but if he does, then there's obviously the desire to be unified further with Ramirez and Maurice Hooker. But he has also stated that if those don't materialise, 147 division is the money division, and you've got Terence Crawford there.
I think, look, this is obviously the game plan. Win this tournament. Not an easy task. Got a real fighter in front of you with Josh Taylor, but win this tournament. Go on and totally unify at 140. Have all those belts at 140. And then look at 147. And Terence Crawford's been a fight that he's always wanted.
Lou, just moving on to the heavyweight division quickly. We are here for Joshua Ruiz. Now, providing Joshua comes through, it doesn't seem like either he'll fight Fury or Wilder next, because Wilder's obviously announced that the Ortiz rematch is happening, and then come out last night and said the Fury match also will happen, providing that Wilder beats Ortiz and that Fury beats Schwartz. So, have you heard anything from Team Wilder?
No, I haven't spoken to anybody about this, but I believe like what you see is probably what's happening. He's going to fight Ortiz next, and there is something planned and in place for a Fury. Look, obviously Deontay and Fury's rematch is a big fight. And with respect to AJ, look, AJ's a rock star in the UK. Eddie's got to figure out after this fight the game plan that allows AJ to get as much attention and maintain his stature. They're going to be looking for the biggest things they can make available to them, and that's what they have to do. Do
you think Wilder's devastating knockout of Brazil within one round his stock rose?
I think his stock has been rising consistently. I think that certainly Deontay Wilder now, people a couple of years ago may have said he's not so well known in the United States. Well, in the United States right now and worldwide, people know who Deontay Wilder is, and he's the most devastating puncher in boxing. He's a star. I think that the fact that knockout went viral and probably 100 million people saw it around the world All you had to do was watch that 20 seconds of the fight, or 10 seconds, or that punch, and he was out at the. Literally, a 3-second clip shows you what that fight was. It was one incredible, devastating hammer of Thor. Yeah, clearly it made Deontay bigger.
So just the last one. You believe Wilder Fury 2 will happen next year, providing everything
I
goes
mean,
well?
I don't know much more than you do, but I have no reason not to believe it based on what I'm seeing. That being said, anytime something's planned a year in advance, or you know, you never know what jumps into the middle of the picture. But it certainly appears that that's going to happen, and it's certainly a very big fight.
Well, let's hope it happens. Ludovic,
Thank you.
appreciate
Take
your
care.
time.
Thank you.
William Hill sponsors IFL TV.
I'm the man to beat Daniel Dubois. We're going to sleep.